It's a new beginning. Professional handball players from multiple countries, cities, and states far and wide have transitioned from outdoor handball to the indoor game with just one hope: to be named as an Elite 8 and eventual Players Champion. It all starts here, the season opener in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend. Join us for the kickoff of Season 8 as the World Players of Handball Foundation, Junior WPH, members and sponsors bring you Race for 8 Stop Number 1. It's the Ron Cook Memorial Peachtree Open with WPH Live TV on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app. We are back at Recreation Atlanta for stop number 1 on the WPH Race for 8 Professional Handball Tour, season number 8. My name is Dave Vincent with David Fink on this great Sunday. It's Super Sunday with Daniel Cordova and his brother, Luis Cordova. The Flying Cordovas are in the finals today. We had a chance to sit down with them before this final here today to talk a little bit about handball, playing each other, weaknesses, strong points. Let's go to that clip with Kara Mack.
There is so much that is a rarity about this situation. Championship day, and we're actually going to get the opponents talking next to each other pre-match. So I've got the Cordova brothers. Never has there been the brothers in the finals. And looking pretty happy. Are you excited?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm real excited.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
So how'd the night go? Because I know you live together. And I know Daniel had a plan last night. I'm just wondering how your night went, Luis. He said maybe he was going to be feeding some drinks. Maybe the kids are going to keep you up, but...
No, it went all right. I was saying, he was actually nice. He offered me some Pedialyte, and later that night I had a beer in my hand, which I held all night. I wasn't drinking, I just held it. And then he probably saw me and felt guilty, so he's like, here.
He wants it to be even playing level, so when this goes down, when whoever wins can actually have real bragging rights, right?
That's right. No, I saw he had like a beer for it. I'm like, I wonder if that's a new one or not. I don't know. I drank a couple, but I saw some Pedialytes in the fridge next to the beers. I'm like, I'll take some of that. And then, yeah.
So how often do you guys play each other practice-wise?
Singles. Leading up to the tournament, we'll try to play singles twice a week. Other than that, we'll play maybe once a week. I don't know. It depends. But we play more doubles with the guys at the club unless we're getting close to a tournament.
Has it ever gotten really ugly that you don't talk for a while?
Has it gotten real ugly that we don't talk? Like from a tournament?
Yeah, or from any just game on a regular weekday.
He gave me the silent treatment after I beat him in Tucson for like a solid week, I think. He didn't talk to me. He just like put his head down. We went to go eat after, and he's just like wouldn't look at me, and so that was the only time I remember that happened.
So what made it all right? What made you finally break open and talk to him again?
I don't know. I was mad because it was the first time he ever beat me, so I was like, I couldn't believe it. He finally burst out of his shell.
So how are you two feeling this morning? What are you going to bring to it?
Oh, I don't know. I feel good. I feel great, actually. For the last day of the tournament, normally I'm real stiff and sore, but I feel good today, so hopefully I can play well.
Daniel, any fighting words?
Any fighting words? Watch the hop. That'd be it.
That's it. That's all you need, right?
That's all I need.
All right. Good luck to both of you.
Thanks.
That's some good stuff there. And there's their father, Luis Sr., who made it up here from Juarez, Mexico. And I think it's important, really, to have Dad here watching both of these players. I asked him who he was going to root for, and he said he can't tell me. But he said, but Luis is my favorite. No, he didn't say that, Dave. He actually said it was very difficult. He's rooting for both, and win or lose, he knows that it's going to be a positive thing for one and negative for the other. But it's kind of a family celebration here this weekend. And he said, you know, Mom, wives, everybody's watching back home in Mexico and El Paso.
Serving first,
as we hear the announcement from
Luis Cordova,
our #1 ranked pro, Killian Carroll.
And receiving serve, Daniel Cordova.
We're at Recreation Atlanta.
The first game, 0 plays 0.
Best 2 out of 3 to 15, tiebreaker also
Short,
to 15, win
serve.
by 2. Luis Cordova has that first serve wearing the yellow shirt. That's the yellow jersey that he got for winning doubles with his brother at the USHA 3-Wall Nationals, where they played the wall ball doubles and took that, and it was sponsored by the WPH Outdoor Group.
1 plays 0.
Luis Cordova leads Daniel 4-2 lifetime on the race tour, but they've never played a main draw match, and here they are playing a main draw, a final. All those matches were playoff matches, 5th place or 9th place. And now they're playing for all the marbles.
Short, second serve.
Wow, great shot there from Luis. Has that amazing right hand, takes that ball off the back wall. He looks very patient in here today. They have different styles. And you would think that, well, they're brothers, they would play exactly the same, but they don't.
Very good start for Lucho. Daniel still has not been in the service box.
4-0. Short, second serve.
And again, you said the lifetime record earlier.
Luis Cordova leads 4-2.
4-2.
They had a great match in the 5th place final in Houston in March. Daniel winning that 25-23. And that was a battle. I mean, that was one of the best matches of the tournament. Was not broadcast.
5-0.
No worse feeling, Dave, than being in a big match. You're down 5-0 before you've even served. I mean, that's a nightmare scenario. And make it 6.
That was a great shot right there. Luis Cordova playing incredible here, and no timeouts called from Daniel, just to break momentum. Anything to get this onslaught to stop. It's hard sometimes as a player because you feel so good. It's like, why do I want to? I don't want to take a timeout. I feel good. I'm just not, you know, winning the points, getting the side outs.
I think there's a point where you have to work your way into a match. And calling a timeout 4 or 5 points into a match is not going to allow you to really get into a groove. Daniel looked so good last night against Sean Lenning, particularly in that first game. I mean, never saw him play so much offense. 14 kill shots in the first game against Sean, and that's what Sean had been doing to his opponents. And Daniel just attacked, but hard to attack when you're just returning serve and on defense.
Thank you. Side away.
There's the first side out here for Daniel. It was a good shot, too. He knew that he had his brother behind him, pinned
0-6.
0-6. Danny is a hop artist.
But that is really the X factor in this match, is Luis handles Daniel's hop better than anybody.
And it's a quick side out. Luis back into the server's box. You know, the locals are just beaming here this morning. A lot of the locals
short, second serve,
that would see these guys play on a weekday have popped their head in to watch these two play in an amazing final here on ESPN. First time in professional handball history we've had two brothers in the finals of one of these professional indoor four-wall stops.
We've never had brothers play in the main draw against each other. And that was
side away.
A strange error there from Luis. That was one of the easiest shots he'll have in this match.
0-6.
And what's funny about it, there are a lot of brothers that play handball, and there's the first point. Great reverse. That serve was working yesterday in the quarterfinals for Daniel, and this time he breaks over with a natural on the right side. So very quickly, 2 points.
Well, one error there from Luis, and that really can make a huge difference because he's cruising. He makes that right-handed error.
No, he went the wrong way.
And all of a sudden, Daniel is right into this match. It could have been 7-0 there, Dave.
6.
Now, Daniel's very much in this game, and handball's so much about momentum. Would you say more than any other sport?
First time
I
out.
mean, it just feels like it can change so quickly.
Well, you don't watch the NBA, but there's times when you can't believe how bad a team is getting routed, and all of a sudden you leave and come back, and there's only 5-point difference when there was a 25-point lead for the other team. And it all comes because of stuff like that. Yeah. We have an up-close and personal interview with Daniel Cordova, I believe. No, you know what we do? Let's go to that interview with Luis Sr., who is courtside with Kara Mack. Kara?
I'm here. First time I've ever talked to Luis Sr., but I know you've been to many tournaments. When you're not here, are you watching from home?
All the time, all the time.
So how do you feel right now? Are you nervous, excited?
No, I'm really happy. I mean, I'm really excited. So I don't care who wins. I'm really happy right now. So.
Well, I know they got handball from you. What parts of their games can they attribute to you?
Oh, I will say everything, but they're going to say nothing. So, I mean, nothing.
So that hop serve of Daniel's, is that from you?
Hop, yes. Yes, that's right.
All right, thank you so much. I know you're getting back to it.
That's funny stuff. No, he's such a great guy. And Dave, you know, people don't realize this. Luis Sr. is one of the most intellectual handball minds there is. He analyzes these games. He's watched every single one of them. He knows every pro. It's unbelievable the knowledge that he has. And that's a great get from Daniel Cordova. Luis, though, has him pinned to the left. Both of these guys are get artists.
Well, this is the best rally of the match. Incredible.
Thank you. That's a point.
Luis could have left his feet, but didn't do it.
Have you noticed, Dave, that these pro players kill the ball better when the ball is coming at them with a lot of speed? When the ball is so slow, it just barely makes the front wall, and you have to generate all the speed.
Right.
It's harder to put the ball away. And we saw a couple of those moments in the last rally.
Point.
And now since that error Luis Cordova made with that underhand paddle up in the front court, 6 straight points for Daniel to tie this game.
6 plays 6.
Here comes a huge hop.
Short.
That was a reverse.
I don't know if these players think it, but you know, when I'm playing, I'm on a run, I make one error. I put it behind me, but it's there. Yeah. And I know, okay.
You put it behind you, but you bring it back when you realize that they scored 6 in a row.
Right, and you're thinking, I was on the verge of really taking over this match. I don't know if Luis would be thinking about that or not, but whether he's thinking about it or not, it's a reality. It did change things here because
6 plays 6.
Luis was completely in control. And right now, he gets a good break there, and maybe that's what he'll need to turn the tide.
Watch how he fights this off here, Dave, in this replay.
This looked like it was probably going to be an ace.
This is crazy. He fights off that ball that almost hits him, and it just checks up on that left side wall. Short ball, second serve here for Luis Cordova is going to go underhand. I like this serve.
Not a good underhand serve.
No, it isn't, but I like the serve here on these courts. Fairly fast. Could get an overhit.
That's the shot that I've seen Daniel hitting extremely well against Sean Lenning. Open stance,
6 plays 6.
Drilling the right corner straight down the right wall.
But it's like a power paddle shot, right? He's using a paddle?
No, it's a full swing, no. Full sidearm stroke with a lot of power, a lot of velocity. But I say right corner, Dave. I don't mean hitting the corner first. I mean, he's hitting into that right corner area.
And the ball sliding down the
7 plays 6.
But here's what you talked about, Dave, with those NBA games, the momentum shifting.
That was a short serve, wasn't it?
I thought it was good.
Side away. Six plays 7. Short. Second serve.
Luis served very well yesterday. And that's a shocking error there from Daniel. I don't know where that shot would have been.
I'm just saying, what was he trying to do
get her
with
at
that?
7.
Now remember, we're going to 15.
Second serve.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, see who.
Point.
Luis hits a hop off the side wall there.
7.
To the guy that's known as the hop artist, his brother, whose serves have just gotten tremendous.
I thought I saw a bad bounce.
Referee said he saw it as well. It clips a little seam in the door and goes straight out.
Replay it over.
Both of these guys look extremely fit.
They both look great. We're seeing a very high quality match here. And every time I've ever seen these guys play one another, Dave, it's always been very high quality. They bring out the best in each other. I think what you mentioned, Dave, the contrasting styles makes for a really great matchup. And also the fact that their brother is so competitive, they want to beat each other so badly.
Oh, that ball just about clipped it.
Point. Nine plays 7. Short, second serve.
Daniel made the big comeback, but he never took the lead. Luis has either been ahead or tied.
Point.
I think Luis has taken the ball out of the air about as well as anybody on tour right now.
10 plays 7.
A very big weapon for him.
Point. 11 plays 7.
And since
Short,
Luis
second
Cordova
serve.
hit that, fought off that return of serve with his right hand and dumped it in the left corner, he scored 4 in a row. This will be a big setup.
Side away.
That kind of works twofold for Daniel because he's able to actually tire out his brother a little bit on that rally. There's definitely Luis did more
7
running
plays 11.
Well,
during that rally.
if you're tired, your opponent's tired too. You're both hitting the same amount of shots.
Yeah, but you're not diving like Luis is on these rallies. I'd expect a timeout by one of these guys here. Here it is right now. Luis calling that timeout.
It's your last full one.
I figured that he probably would because I think he's had a couple long rallies. We had a chance to talk to Luis and also Daniel for that matter, but we asked Luis what his best shot was, and he chatted with us about that. But we're not going to go to that piece.
Sorry.
So we have other pieces, I guess. Like perhaps, what do we have, Chris? Talking to Dave Fink? Dave, you're here in the booth.
It was me talking about Luis's best shot.
So why would we go to video of you when you're sitting next to me? Why don't you just tell me what his best shot is?
Well, I think we talked about Luis Cordova's fly kill with his right hand. He's able to really step in and hit that ball into the right corner and be aggressive. And you've seen him doing that throughout this first game. He won a big rally there on the 14th shot with a great fly kill straight down the right.
But you said that you felt that that was his best shot. But don't you feel that Daniel is the one that has been fly killing after, especially his serve? He's one of the best fly kill guys there is in the game right now because he has the mentality of going for it.
11 plays 7.
I think both these guys are great fly kill artists.
Short, second serve.
That shot just dies in the back right corner.
That's a point. 12 plays 7. Check the ball, please.
It was interesting in that pregame when Luis said that he felt very good
12
for
plays 7.
a finals day like this. Normally he said, I'm normally sore, but I feel really good. And that was good to hear Luis say that. And he came out exactly like what he said in that pregame package.
13 plays 7.
I thought at the time he was just trying to get into his brother's head just a little bit, but it's apparent that he is the fresher of the two.
Daniel does not seem to have any answer for that slow serve. He's missed a couple of them, and he's just hitting wild shots with that return.
I like that shot right there. It's almost like hitting an overhand fist shot, but he does that with an open hand.
14, possible game point.
7 straight points for Lucho here, trying to close out this first game.
Side away. 7 plays 14. Point.
Danny's usage of that right corner is really magical.
8 plays 14.
You know, you see, it's almost like Daniel is a hybrid between Nadi Alvarado Jr. and Luis Moreno. You see so many different, the same type of traits between the two.
Side away. 14, possible game point, plays 8. Check the ball, please.
I thought that was a little confusing why Danny took that shot like that, but maybe he got handcuffed. Hit it right back to where Luis was standing, but it ended up bouncing right at the sidewall where Luis was at.
Luis hits 2 backhanded shots in that rally, and he wins the rally.
Side away.
Crowd likes it.
That's your last timeout. Stay in the court.
Well, that's just a lot of power right at Daniel's feet.
This is a 30-second timeout. Just to gather some wind here, we're at Rec Atlanta in Lilburn, Georgia. Just right down the street from Duluth.
10 seconds.
And Atlanta, of course, just about 30-minute drive or less. Daniel and
5.
Luis living together, working together, and here they are together in the finals. We should ask them if they don't.
Time in. Resuming
they need
play.
time away from each other.
Is
It seems like they're
14
spending way
plays
too much
8.
time together.
Replay. $14, possible game point, plays 8.
Short.
Punishing rally there for
He's
both
appealing
guys.
the serve. I call the serve
Yeah,
good.
this is going to get overturned. Dave, I have a feeling this. I saw that way short.
One agrees, one disagrees. The call stands.
Oof. And Luis is going to go to the video replay, which is smart here because he's tired, and this takes up to 2 minutes at least. Once the referee climbs down here.
Well, let's tell our director what we're doing here is an instant replay on that serve. We had one line judge say they saw good, one said it was bad, the referee said it was bad. Let's see what we see here on just the serve alone. It's very difficult even from this position. I saw it short in live time, but it looks like it's 4 inches short probably. Let's go back again, about that area where it's landing. Yeah. Referee came and made the call, called it short, I believe, Dave. We'll see what he says when he gets up to that perch. We don't go to New York anymore. We just go right to our broadcast booth, unless we're in New York when we do it.
Right.
But the referee saw that clearly short, and he will call this
Seems like
short.
he was influenced by one of the broadcast team members. The referee was in that case.
Yeah, well, he doesn't get to hear what we hear.
Even when he's staying right next to you, I guess he's
doesn't have the headsets on. I like how Luis just stayed up there with the ball, knowing that it was short, and it was.
Side away.
Luis just cannot seem to get this 15th point. That was 3 tries so far.
8 plays 14.
But he's got a big cushion here.
Side away.
And that's a tough shot to fly kill. And Daniel makes an error.
14, possible game point, plays 8.
We've been stalled out
Short.
for a while here
Second
on this
serve.
14th point. Almost a good 10 minutes.
Luis just runs right into that shot, it seemed like.
And he
Side
can't
away.
get this last point. He's had big setups too, that being one of them.
That was the easiest setup in handball.
8 plays 14. Point.
And there's the Daniel Cordova 1-2 punch. Hop, serve, and fly kill down the right.
9 plays 14. Short. Second serve.
Daniel going with a reverse. It's tough to pull that off from that court position.
Point.
Luis is definitely tired here now. Hanging on for dear life. He's got to win
10
2
plays
rallies
14.
in a row to win this game.
Short. Second serve.
And that's no guarantee, Dave, when your legs are abandoning you. But we do go to New York, Dave, for the updated stats. Luis Cordova. As it stands right now, Dave,
Check the ball, please. That's a
72%
point.
chance to win this game. Before that last point, it was 81%. So you can see how the
11
odds
plays
are starting
14.
to tip in Danos' favor.
Short. Second serve.
It's going down with a bullet with each point.
That's a terrible shot.
Point.
Thought we'd see another timeout because it seems like this would be the
he's
time.
out of it. Luis Cordova's out of
12 plays
timeouts.
14.
He even used his video replay, so he doesn't have that as another timeout.
Well, he can still use another one because he won that challenge.
Oh, right. Okay. Forgot about that. Terrible shot there from Danos. Here's another opportunity. And Danos does not put that away, and he puts himself out of position. Dave, he had Luis
Right away.
all turned around and just hit an easy shot right down the middle of the court. A hard cross-court
14,
blast there
possible
would have
game
won the
point, plays
rally.
12. Short.
And you
Second
saw
serve.
Luis put a little push on that rally, especially to try to, work a little harder in there to get this last opportunity to serve. There, it could be it. No, dug out from Danos.
Danos looks really composed right now, Dave. He looks relaxed. He's hitting really good shots. And you just can
12
see by his
plays
body
14.
language here, Dave, he's just in the flow right now. And to
Short,
hit a
second
reverse like
serve.
that under pressure,
He's appealing. I call it
you know
short
that you're
ball.
relaxed.
Both agree. Call stands. Second serve.
Oh, talk
Side
about
away.
hopping a ball. That was a natural hook going left to right.
The serve is what set that up.
14. Possible game point, plays 12.
This is attempt number 6 to win this first game.
Short. Second serve.
A lot of shorts on this first serve from Luis.
And
There
that's
it
the
is.
danger, Dave,
First game.
playing that ceiling shot if you're Danos there. You're
4
backing
minutes.
up. If you play offense, you might leave the ball up, but if you hit the ball to the ceiling, you've pretty much taken the play out of your hands. And given Luis the opportunity to win the game there. At least if you shoot there, you've got a chance to win the game. Going to the ceiling there is just hoping for an error from, in this case, his brother. So that was a great first game.
No, it was wonderful, and it looked like Danny was actually going to come back and maybe possibly push this one into overtime. 15-12, Luis Cordova takes game number 1, and we will have number 2 around the corner. We were up close and personal, though, with Daniel Cordova earlier, and this is what Kara and Daniel had to say.
We're up close and personal with Daniel Cordova. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Good to be in my hometown. It feels weird to have to be prepared for a tournament that's in your hometown because I'm used to traveling before I go to tournaments, so I started to get just ready mentally. Here, I was like working 2 hours ago, and then I have to jump in here and switch modes, so I got to put more thought into it.
Is it harder or easier, or are you about to find out?
I'm about to find out. It could go either way. I feel like it could go really well or really bad, so we'll see.
Are you still living in your Jeep in your brother's driveway?
No, I was living in the mountains, but she says no. No, I did it for about 10 months, and then recently I told my brother, hey, because I like spending time with my nephews and with them. I don't know how long we're going to be in the same city. Yeah. So I told them, they have a really nice room with full bathroom and everything, so I'm renting out from them now. Cool. And we're looking into buying some duplex or something. So I can have my space. I don't want to be next to him all that time, you know.
What is Uncle Danny known for? Like, what do they first request from you when you show up?
I don't know. The little one likes to watch TV next to me. Like, I'll be sitting down and then he'll just come and lay right here. He's got a perfect spot, and then we'll just lay down and watch TV. I don't know. Just not specific thing. Just hang out with him, I'd say.
You're the cuddler.
I'm the cuddler. Yes.
Any pets? Obviously not if you don't really have a place yet right now,
Yeah.
or maybe you do have something that you're taking along with you.
I wanted to, but it's hard because of work. So it would be hard to. It would be really cool to have a pet when I was doing that, but I couldn't. So maybe now, but it would be mostly on my brother's wife because we travel so much. It's hard to have a pet going to all the tournaments and stuff.
Do you eat the same thing every day, or do you make every day different?
Man, there's a Mexican place 2 blocks from here that I eat quesadillas, and oh my goodness, I eat Mexican food every day.
What's the place?
It's called El Potrero. El Potrero, it's really close. Yeah. You can walk there. It's a 5-minute walk.
Ah, there we go, crew. Okay, perfect. And your favorite color has to be?
Burgundy.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed you have the wristlet, the bracelet. Those actually are really good. Oh, is that the bracelet?
It is.
I mean, is it a ponytail holder?
Oh, no. This is an actual bracelet. Yeah.
Okay. And does it mean anything?
Yeah, it does. Me and Sean, when I was in Seattle, we both got a bracelet at this is a little place. So it's kind of like a friendship bracelet in a way.
That's so sweet. What happens when you play each other? Where does that friendship go?
Oh, it's out of the court. I leave it out when I play him.
Do you wear that when you play him?
Yeah, I never take it off.
Oh, that's really sweet. Okay, and then the burgundy here. Where does that come from? Where's the burgundy inspiration? I don't know. It's just I don't know why my brain likes that color. I enjoy. So a lot of the things I buy end up being burgundy. A lot of my shirts are burgundy, and I try to get my wallet burgundy, but it's kind of brownish, but it's almost there. Well, I wore this just for you. They lied to me in the picture. That looks beautiful, by the way. You look really nice in burgundy. Thank you. Thanks for talking. Thank you.
There's Danny Cordova up close and personal. Handball, a sport that men play. Here's my friendship bracelet. I think I'm saying that because I'm jealous that I don't actually have one from any of those guys. Mine would not be burgundy, but if I did, I'd probably wear it. Not quite sure. This is the Race for 8 stop number 1, where we are in season number 8 already, Dave. Atlanta, Georgia. It's become one of our favorite stops along the way. After this, it'll be Tucson, Arizona, and the Memorial, which is the first weekend of November, where the women, the men, the 40 seniors will also be playing there.
You can change your shirt, Louise, while you're at it, please.
The 40 seniors are going to be in effect. I'm not sure if you're playing in that bracket or if you've retired forever, but Dave, I know that after a loss, you always say that you'll never play again. I didn't get to hear anything from you after yesterday's thing, but I'm assuming that you'll be in Tucson at that event.
Yeah, I'll be playing in Tucson.
Okay.
Yep.
Didn't hear the official word
Just like
yet.
I have in 48 other stops.
Okay. Well, that's coming up. It's going to be a fun one, though, and it will be on ESPN, and we will have the Watch ESPN app and those in the stands watching on their phones. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, normally I don't like at these sports events when you watch them on TV and everybody's on their phone and it's the most exciting part of the match and everybody's taking selfies of themselves like they want to be part of the event.
Isn't that what you want?
I mean, I guess, but it's interesting to see everybody do that. But with that said, in Tucson, I walked out during one of the timeouts and I saw these people watching it on the Watch ESPN app, and then I felt that was somewhat acceptable.
Well, that's kind of the way the world's going now. People are on their phones.
Oh, I love it. That's what I'm saying. But mainly when you're at a sports event, they're taking selfies of each other at the event. So you're in a good mood. We have the men's finals. It was actually a great first game there, and I felt like it was going to draw a little bit closer with Daniel doing all the right things until about the last 3-shot sequence or 3 rallies where it seemed like he just made a few mistakes.
Yeah, Daniel was playing better handball in the second half of that game. Once he was down 14-7, Luis Cordova got a little bit tight. He made a couple of mistakes. He also got tired. And Daniel was right on the doorstep there at 12-14, but just unable to convert. Luis ended it with a couple of really nice shots. And I think that fatigue that Luis Cordova was experiencing in the first game will be gone now after that 4-minute break. He's also settled in now, probably pick up his second wind. Both guys playing very, very good handball in that first game. They showcased some of that amazing speed that they're
all right, 0
well known.
0. Check the ball, please. First serve, 0 play 0. Side away. 0 play 0.
I've seen Daniel play that lob serve many different ways already through one game.
Ball.
You've seen him trying to hit a hard 2-wall shot, go to the ceiling. That time he came in and took it out of the air.
Side away. Zero play 0. Short, second serve. Point.
I think Luis was fooled by that. Didn't even move forward. We'll see if that's an indication of tired legs or just misjudging that shot. Based on a couple of the airs I've seen from Luis in this game, tells me his legs are feeling heavy.
Side away. 0 plays 1. Point. Towel. Okay. 1 plays 1. Replay. Bad bounce. 1 plays 1. Side away. 1 plays 1.
Nice dig.
Great shot. You know, sometimes, Dave, after a grueling
Point.
first game, the second game almost feels like the start of the match. It's both guys trying to regroup and get back into that groove.
Point.
Right now it's Daniel over the last 2 rallies who's hitting with more decisiveness.
Point.
We saw 5 side outs, Dave, just to get to 1-1.
4 plays 1.
Now quickly Daniel in this inning, 3 straight points and really hitting the ball well.
Thought that was short.
He's appealing the serve. I called it good.
He'll go to video replay here.
And one disagrees. The call stands.
Pretty confident he'd go to video replay.
Or no, point.
And he is going to use it.
I saw it short, Dave.
So we're going to load up the serve from the last rally as the race freight number 1, and our referee is going to make his way down the ladder.
We'll let Chris replay that once the referee gets into the booth here. So we'll see what happens. Here's that replay. That was not the serve. It was right after this. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. This should be it, Dave. Let's watch over to the left a little bit. Boy, that's tough. Let's one more look at it for the ref. I know that we're taking up some time here, Killian. It's a tough one to call, isn't it?
I thought it was good.
Right. I see it on the line, which would
well,
make
the ball
it
was
short.
called good, so unless there's conclusive evidence to overturn that, which I don't see.
That's pretty conclusive that that's hitting a line. Here's the spot right when it bounces there. Too bad there was no frame to stop that.
I still think it's good.
We're back into real play now. They're actually going to just call it a point, I believe.
Side away.
Daniel makes an error with his left hand. Easy shot for him.
1 plays 4.
And Dave, was that called a point? Because I thought that would have made it 5.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but.
So what was the call? Because
Four
our
side out. I think Luis was serving.
No, Daniel served out.
Short, second serve. Second serve.
Don't know.
Side away. 1 plays 4.
So the video replay actually worked for Luis, even though the referee upheld the call.
He might have changed his call between here in this booth, though.
I just don't think that the scorecard was updated.
Side away. 4 plays 1. Short, second serve.
Because you saw the first serve of that was at 4-1, so you knew it had to be 5.
But he might have called it
Replay.
short after he got up to the.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but
chair. No, this is the correction here.
Is it 5 plays 1?
Yeah, see, he's making the correction here.
Because you got that point. I don't know if I marked it or not. Huh?
Now Killian could come to the booth for this.
Do you think it's 5-1? Yeah. I really think it is. That's all right. I think it is. It's a point to Daniel, so it's 5 plays 1.
Well, he made the right call.
5 plays 1.
Just 90 seconds late, that's all.
Well, in golf, they call penalties 2 days later.
Oof.
That was an amazing sprawling, diving.
So.
This is a great shot here from Luis.
Look at this. This is a perfect dive. You see a lot of guys dive for that ball and they come up short. That one was a flat rollout. Amazing dive from one of the flying Cordova brothers. It's one of those situations where you don't mind throwing the towel in and letting these guys kind of walk it off a little bit as they clean up. That was a great get there from Daniel, who's in the lead here at 6-1, looking at it again. as you said, this is a good get here from Luis. Just
Score is 6 plays 1.
getting a mitten on that, but that was a perfect shot from Daniel.
That's the kind of shot generally when you're diving in, you're either going to kill it or miss it.
Right.
It's generally not a rally, a shot that's going to keep the rally alive. And consecutive pass shots win the rally there for Luis.
1 plays 6. Point.
Good rally there.
Luis is the only guy on tour that uses that shot.
2
I don't
plays
even know
6.
what you call that shot, Dave.
I love it. It's a
stiff arm paddle.
Yeah.
Inside out.
He makes it look so easy, and it's not. I don't even see people even trying to replicate it.
Well, that's a shot Luis learned playing outdoor handball in Mexico with a very hard ball. Dave, you'd have to say Luis Cordova has inspired more players than just about anybody, because you remember when he first came on the tour, Dave, I mean, his following was enormous. 20, 30 people behind him everywhere he went. Youngest guy in the tour, 2011, 12, 13.
Right. Very influential. In fact, you were talking about him playing that outdoor game. I went to those outdoor courts in Juarez.
4 plays 6.
And there is a huge group of fans and players there that all follow him.
But Luis is a hero there.
Yeah.
And it's not a coincidence that Juarez has one of the best junior programs in the world. And a lot of that's because of the admiration for Luis, and you could say even Daniel inspired by his brother to start playing.
Right.
A replay at 4 plays 6.
And a lot of all of that was started from Nadi Alvarado Sr., the game's greatest player, who was born there, and they still talk about him today.
Point.
Much like game number 1, where Luis got up 6-0, Daniel was up 6-1 here, and now Luis is on the comeback.
Point.
I like that shot, hitting it right back to where Daniel was standing originally. Here's where Daniel was at, and Luis says, I know he's going to come in. I'm going to hit it right back down that wall.
Point. 7 plays 6.
Luis now, for the first time, can start to at least think about the finish line. Now he's leading midway through game number 2 with a 1-game lead.
Replay. I thought he could have got it. There could have been a possibility.
That was a terrible shot from Luis, who really could have gone anywhere with that shot to win the rally.
That was close to being over the line on that.
Hard to tell from this angle.
I mean, his foot was definitely over the line, but and Daniel, Luis is talking about it here.
Call,
See, and Dad's talking about it too. I don't know. It's interesting.
I know what you're saying, but you still kind of went the wrong way at the same time. You know.
He's asking about a hinder here.
You did go one way, you went around him, and because of this decision you made, you know, you made life difficult for yourself.
What is the rule, Dave, on that approach line?
When
in racquetball, you see the dotted line, they can't go past that on the serve. In handball, you can't go over the line.
Your follow-through can go over the line,
6
but
plays
you can't
7.
make contact before the line. The contact has to be behind the line.
Right, so if his hand is over the line and the ball is touching his hand, that would be a point?
Yeah.
Okay. For the server.
Point.
Now we're all together
7
at 7.
plays 7. Side away.
That ball just handcuffed and fooled Daniel.
7 plays 7.
Midway through that rally, Daniel lifted his hands.
Right.
What was that? He
was
overhit?
unhappy with the shot that he hit.
Right. I knew I'd come to you on that one.
7
just
plays
because
7.
That's one of your tricks. You've played both of these guys. They're both very difficult to play in different ways. But it seems like you have the biggest rivalry with Luis Cordova. Maybe just because that's how it works out for you. Good rally between the two here. No one's left their feet yet.
And these guys will be exhausted after this point.
Look at that backhanded shot with ease.
Oh, that was another body blow there from Daniel, pushing Luis back with a deep V pass. This is such a great shot here. I'm surprised we don't see a timeout from Luis after that rally.
Replay.
Ooh, that's close to unavoidable.
I agree.
That's his service. Check the
He
ball.
was to the right, but so close.
Killian said he's standing right there. That's his service spot. So but he still has the right to move.
You know, when you hit that crazy serve that hits the back wall and the side wall, you're almost always going to be in the way, just because the ball is coming out at a crazy angle towards the middle of the court, and you're not just going to run into the right side wall.
But the referee said that he had the serve, but that you still have to get out of the way if you're serving, right?
Yeah.
You can't just stand there.
Point.
Almost looked like Luis took that rally off. Hit a slow return and then sort of a lazy
9 plays 7.
shot from the backcourt that missed. Daniel looks really fresh right now.
Great.
Very light on his feet.
But we've been saying that since the very first game.
Oh, these rallies are just absolutely incredible. The amount of running both these guys are doing and the gets.
10 plays 7. Side away.
Seeing more shots won with passes than kills right now. These guys are just so good at moving forward and picking up those kill shot attempts.
7 plays 10. Replay. Seven plays 10. Side away.
Daniel's killing the ball shoulder height with both hands. His kill shot from shoulder height more effective than
10 plays
from
7.
waist height or knee height.
announcer's curse.
I did not see a slide. Side away, 7 plays 10.
Nothing is coming easy here for either guy, Dave. Not seeing a lot of first strike kills or any. No ace serves.
8 plays 10.
Every point one is earned the hard way.
My goodness. Oh, somehow Danny's unable to catch up to that.
29 shots, and that's been typical here in this match.
9 plays 10.
Oof, that might be the first time. Nope. I thought
still hits a good return.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be the first time I've ever seen someone fooled so badly, but it didn't affect him any. And he gets the side out.
You talk about the strengths of these guys. Luis is known to have a better kill shot, particularly with his right hand, but Daniel's hitting more kills here. And there is a first strike kill from Daniel.
It's a point.
So 2 consecutive right-handed kills for Daniel. Back-to-back points.
Clipping that sideball helped Daniel there. Now it's 3 quick ones.
Point.
Yeah.
No timeout here from Luis, and I really thought, you know, they haven't called timeouts here in this game. This would be a momentum breaker.
9.
But I think Luis is looking at this like, if I'm taking a timeout, I'm helping him as much as I'm helping me.
Point.
Daniel's making all the right choices right now. Shot selection is
First time out. Can I get glove changes,
pretty much
please?
perfect right now. He's taking them out of the air when
Back
he
of the glove,
should.
Daniel.
He's hitting pass shots when he should. When he's on defense, he's neutralizing rallies. I mean, this is really good, fundamentally sound handball.
The back of the fingers for the fist ball.
Yeah, it's it is really good handball actually to watch, and the different styles are really being exploited. You get to see what these guys really are here and during these last few points. We have Kara Mack, who's in the gallery right now with one of the besties. Kara?
And I love, Sean, that we are seeing Luis Cordova Sr. wiping down the walls out there. That's impressive, right, of his son's match?
Yes, he does it all.
Is this a surprise to you? We're seeing rallies up in the 20s of these two guys. I know you take them on all the time in practicing as well. You know them pretty well. Pretty shocking. Anything surprising?
First game, they might have been a little sharper, so the rallies were ended easier. So now it's just a grit fest.
A grit fest that you often probably see. Are you going to say who you think might pull this out?
Well, Daniel certainly looks fresher, but I don't know. Luis is so determined because he's the older brother, maybe, so he doesn't like letting him beat him. So I'd go Luis, I guess. It's tough.
No bets on the side here. For Luis to be able to pull off this second game knowing that he wants it bad, what is he going to have to do to calm Daniel down?
I don't know. I don't know. Just keep fighting every point, I guess. I have no idea.
Have you enjoyed this Atlanta tournament?
Oh, I love this place. Yeah, it's a good venue. People are nice.
And you take comfort on the couch as well, sleeping with that hat on.
Yeah, it's good for pulling over the old eyes.
Thank you very much. I'll head it back to the match.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kara. Sean Lenning, friends with the two players here. Spent some time with them and played doubles with them, against them. He knows, you know, at this point, it's you can't really say what one player can do over the other. You just have to execute.
It's very evenly matched. You never get the sense that one guy is truly at an advantage, except for that start from Luis in game 1, which I think won him that first game. That 6-0 start, very hard to overcome a 6-0 start to 15 when you're pretty much even with your opponent.
9.
Well, Daniels looked like the fresher opponent or player throughout the match so far, except Luis is just able to fight back and get points.
Short, second serve.
The way he does it, but that's the way Luis's career has been. He always looks like he's tired, but he's still in there dictating traffic.
I'll tell you, I've seen Luis win a lot of matches in tiebreakers when he looked like he was completely down and out.
That's what I mean.
Find something.
It's just, yeah, it's strange how he's able to do it.
$14, possible game point, plays 9.
Now we're 1 point away from breaking into a tiebreaker.
Screen ball, first serve.
If this game ends at 9, Daniel Cordova would serve first in the tiebreaker. And it will.
Second game.
Definitely what is going to happen is that
4
Daniel
minutes.
will be able to serve first, as we have a third game coming up right around the corner here, the men's finals in Atlanta, Georgia, where I guess it's apropos. We have the two brothers. This is their home club. They give each other a little fist pump there, and they are going to the finals. It'll be 15 points to determine who will be the champion, who will be the better brother, I guess is how you would say it. Courtside, we have Kara Mack, and, you know, we had that interview with Dad earlier, but we didn't get to finish it off, Kara. Let's see what Dad's going through here.
They have you wiping the walls now here.
Oh, yeah, it's because we saw the water there, the back wall. That's why I went to clean it.
Only the best to make sure this is completely fair, right?
Exactly. I don't want nobody to have an excuse. So.
And just as we predicted, this going into a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker, yes. Tiebreaker again. They always go tiebreaker. They used to go tiebreaker, yeah.
So you're seeing this, any surprises out of how they are both playing against each other?
No, I know because they always like anticipate the shots all the time. He reads the shots really good. Both of them, they know each other, so that's why they run a lot. They're gonna get tired tomorrow.
Isn't it neat to see your sons traveling around the country together, still so close, living together? It must be pretty amazing as a dad.
It's really, really nice, really nice.
And yet they're really quite different. You're talking a little bit about the differences between them. Talk a little bit about the difference growing up.
I don't know, Daniel was like a little bit more like tenacious all the time, and Luis was more like everything came easier for him. But the other guy, Daniel, is always studying everything. He knows if you put a foot in front of the other one, he knows which shot you're gonna do and everything. So he's really good to read everybody's play because he's always like taking more time to study everything. The other guy is like, he just plays it, that's it.
Yeah, he grew up watching Luis do so much before him. When was there a point that you remember that Daniel maybe first beat Luis or became an even playing level that Luis maybe got a little frustrated?
Maybe like he was like 22 years, 23 years old, and the other one was like 25. I think before or after the college, when Daniel won the college, maybe that was when they were like really close, because the other one was in the Army, in the Air Force, so he didn't play that much, and the other one was playing a lot, so that's when they get really close.
But Daniel was never sneaky as a kid, trying to get even with Luis, even though he was probably bigger, stronger as a little one?
No.
The respect was there always.
Yeah, exactly, always.
And then it comes down to a championship game, and we'll see how this plays out, right?
Let's see what happens. I'm happy right now, so I don't care who wins.
Have you made yourself out on this court at all here in Atlanta?
If I what?
Have you played at all?
Yeah, I play on this tournament. I don't know why, but I play.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, as both of these players are courtside. It's sort of a kind of a somber mood in a way when the Cordovas get on the court. When they play each other, there's not a lot of emotion either way. You'll see them be emotional maybe with other players, but they, you know, you've talked to Daniel a few times about this, and he would say that he doesn't like playing his brother and he doesn't like beating him. He deep down likes to, but he doesn't like to against him, you know, in a tournament because he wants to be emotional and he knows it's disrespectful to his brother and it's just an awkward feeling altogether. You talked to Luis about it. He said, no, I want to beat him all the time and I don't care if it's at a tournament or I want people to see it. And that's sort of more of the older brother, younger brother syndrome. But it's now it all comes down to 15 points here. Both wearing the exact same shirts. This is what they wear when they play doubles together, so you're probably going to see them all put it out here on the floor. The Flying Cordova brothers are back in the court again, wearing the same clothing here as they get ready for game number 3, all putting their gloves on.
Daniel.
Luis wearing the orange, or excuse me, yellow headband, and Daniel Cordova wearing the green one. So that's, they both have the bun, which is sort of their look. You know, technically, Luis Cordova was born in Mexico and lived in Mexico. But Daniel was born in the United States and lived in the United States. They were in Juarez and El Paso.
Receiving is Luis.
Juarez and El Paso, respectively, just separated by about 6 miles or less.
Short, second serve.
Daniel said that their homes were 7 miles from each other, so they saw each other almost every day. But they didn't live together.
That's an off-balance, sort of a miss-hit there from Daniel. It looked like that was going to be a ball that hung up, but instead it just sort of died when it hit the front wall. In any event, it's a great start for Daniel, who gets the first point on the board, which I always think is important, Dave, in a tiebreaker. Now a 2-0 lead in the tiebreaker.
And Dave, you know, we haven't brought this up, but you know, all this talk about the Cordovas, how could you not? They're obviously in the finals. They have a younger brother named Andres, who's back home in Juarez, Mexico right now, who is going to be a top pro player. How old is he, 13?
Yes, 13. And
just get ready. Just say that.
Well, the Cordovas are just going to continue breaking records. They're the first brothers to ever play in a main draw, first brothers to ever play in a final. And in a couple years,
they're going to have another
the first time that 3 brothers are ranked at the same time.
Side away.
Because this young Cordova Andres is a special kid. He's already got the mental aspect of him down. A great server, and he's a lefty.
Yeah.
Which is different than these two. I say his game's a little bit more like Daniel. I'd say, but you never know until he develops more. He certainly tries to impersonate Daniel.
Point. 1 plays 2. Short, second serve.
Another open stance kill for Daniel. He's just got that shot dialed in.
Two plays 1.
Oh, such a nice rally. You know, we've heard that we haven't seen a lot of defense being played here, but these guys are using the entire court. 2-wall passes, ceilings, 3-wall shots, kills. I mean, we're really seeing the whole arsenal of shots from these guys. And of course the dives and the stop on a dime, turn.
Well, if we get to see this in a replay, you're going to see that Daniel was up in the front right corner and he ran all the way back to the left back corner and flipped it up there for a kill shot, where his brother was just laying.
Thank you.
Not sure if we're able to see that, but this is going to be a great angle. Look how far Daniel is up in that front wall, probably 5 feet.
Both these guys have struggled, Dave, when that ball's hit the front wall, back wall, and come all the way back out. They haven't killed one of them. Combined 0 for 7, including 2 misses. I know you go in the court and practice that shot by yourself. I think that's smart.
I don't like those 0 for 7 stats.
Right.
1 plays 2. Short, second serve.
Ooh. Nice mouse on that left corner.
I always want to ask these top players, are you going for that shot, front wall, side wall? Because it looks like they are. It comes off like they're going for it.
It's crazy because they do it so well, but I can't imagine them trying to aim for that. Sean Linning does it second nature.
It's a nice shot from Luis.
Interesting that he went with the backhand there.
Point.
It's a nice soft touch there from Daniel with the
3
left
plays
hand.
1. Short, second serve.
And there's 0 for 8 now, Dave, on that shot.
Yeah. Wow, these guys are just putting it all out here. Nice shot. Daniel almost gets it. He may have jumped over that ball.
You know, you could not possibly put forth more effort than these two are putting forth on every single shot. It would be, you could only tie it because this is maximum effort on every shot. And Dave, I think we might have a new best rivalry on the tour because this matchup I could watch forever.
Well, it might last forever. I'm not sure it's ever going to end. The last 2 games, Daniel has had a lead, and it's been Luis having to play catch-up. It was Daniel in the first game having to play catch-up, and Luis won that one. I don't know what your stats say or what numbers they give here.
1 plays 3.
But you'd have to assume that Daniel's got that advantage.
Point.
There's Daniel, I think, worried about that line. Goes over right to the line, hits the ball into the ground, then looks down to see if he was over it.
Doesn't matter at that point.
Nope. But you can see he was conscious of it, which I think took him out of that shot.
That's
that was
just
a beautiful,
2 very easy points for Luis, who had to do very little.
But he had to do so much just to hold Daniel back from scoring more than 3.
3 plays 3. Side away. Three plays 3.
Daniel tried to sneak in and fade away kill there.
3 plays 3.
We have seen Daniel hit at least 6 different types of returns off of that lob serve, and it seems like a different one every time.
Well, that was the right one there.
Short, second serve.
Luis wasn't even looking back on that serve. I don't think it would have made any difference.
No.
It's probably a good thing he didn't. Might be more embarrassing to watch it.
Both these guys seem to have the right touch hitting the ball at the ceiling. Even if it comes slightly off the back wall, they put it into the corner, so it's not really an offensive opportunity.
Sorry, it was a foot fault then.
That was a foot fault?
That's what the referee said. That was that little.
Wow.
It's a foot fault.
That was why Danny made that noise. And
that is the first foot fault called in this event, Dave.
It's probably the 40th foot fault in the event, though, Dave.
I haven't seen many.
Replay.
I thought the next one he served was a foot fault.
I have watched this tournament, refed as well, and I have not seen any.
Well, I think the referee has the best angle. you can see in our upper left-hand corner, that's where he's standing. He
Yeah.
gets to look down right at the, from this angle here.
Has just enough juice on it. Runs away from Daniel there.
3 plays 4. Point. 4 plays 4. Side away.
You know, Dave, these guys never really looked alike, and then they grew their hair long, and now it's almost impossible to tell them
4
apart.
plays
I know.
4.
I make the mistake so many times. With pictures, I have to get a second opinion.
The headbands are the only
Point.
thing that's helping me right now.
You see Daniel wearing the Yo Mondo shirt. That's Mondo Ortiz.
Oh.
Wanted that name on the back of his shirt, and he gave it immediately to Daniel Cordova.
Must have made you feel good. I know how you are, though, easygoing. So probably
5
we're
plays
happy
4.
with that.
Well, I don't judge.
No.
One good trait that I have. And I'm not opinionated.
All right, hold up. It's a replay at 5 plays 4. Short, second serve.
That was about 1 inch from a double fault.
Oh, that was so close. The ball ends up hitting Luis right in the face. Compounded.
Where did that hit you, Dan?
Off of Daniel's foot.
Bottom of the sole? Oh. I don't know. I thought it was going down.
That's close, isn't it?
Yeah.
That really, it's much closer on instant replay. I could make an argument that could make it on instant replay.
The referee said it's probably going down. You have to be 100% sure to call that.
I don't like hearing probablys and possibilities and I thinks. I don't like to hear that as a ref.
I thought it was going down. Can't be sure. Huh? They both agree. Well, like one isn't sure, and one says he's
watching it live. I thought it had no chance, but then watching that slow motion. But slow motion's deceiving also.
Yeah.
6 plays 4.
Well, we found that out with watching the Major League Baseball playoffs. With all their instant replays.
Side away.
I guess ball don't lie.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
I hate that.
4
I
plays
just
6.
more than anything, I wanted you to.
But
not
it's only
say that.
happened once in this whole broadcast, so.
But that's more than
and I'm
I
talking
ever
about
wanted
the whole
to happen.
weekend. And there's been many opportunities to say it. Now Daniel flying around the court here.
Out.
This is a final game of 15 points, and you have to win by 2, and we're here at 6-4. And all we can hope for is that there's no controversial call here at the very end of this to decide what has been really a great final between the two.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see 2 new people in the final.
Yeah.
This is the first race event in which Killian Carroll has not been in a final since 2016.
Well, he's in it. He's reffing.
Actually, 2017 Plummer was the last one that Killian Carroll has not played in. And Dave, you see these 2 guys, they've really made the full progression on the race tour. They started off as qualifiers.
Right.
They struggled to get out of the round of 16. They did. They got to the round of 8. Then eventually they got to their first semifinal.
6 plays 5.
They both made it to one final, and now here they are one of them's going to win
Short,
a
second
final.
serve.
That's kind of
It's what
you
hope
want to
for.
see.
Yeah, you hope for that for everybody.
A lot of our champions started in the top 8, never have been to a qualifier or played in one.
Yes, they don't necessarily know the trials and tribulations, but also, as we watch this dig here from Luis, gets that ball back up.
And that was almost a breakdance. Luis hitting the floor so fast, he spun around.
Point.
I look like you wiping out in the roller skate rink right across the parking lot last night, Dave.
7 plays 5.
It's only
Short, second
across the
serve.
parking lot if you're not staying there.
I know that
For me, it's
you were into the YMCA and just sort of lost your balance, would you say? Or was that an intentional breakdance? I wasn't sure when I saw it live.
It doesn't matter. I won the limbo
Yeah,
contest.
true. Got a free skate
5
all day
plays 7.
Sunday, which I know you're going to be looking forward to.
But I can tell you this, if I hear Lips Incorporated and Funky Town one more time, I'm just,
That's a replay. Bad bounce.
it's really getting to me.
Luis will not be upset with this break, having to walk to the front wall and get about 15 seconds to catch his breath.
5 plays 7.
Nice
That is
shot.
such a tough shot.
Inside
Right
out.
away.
Very tough shot.
I really felt, and I think Luis did as well, that Daniel was going to go to that
7
wide
plays
corner
5.
over to the right, and so he played out toward the middle, and Luis slides it down that right wall instead with the same exact swinging
Side
motion,
away.
hitting motion that would have brought that ball out toward the
5
middle.
plays 7.
Wow.
Point.
Daniel completely fooled there. I'm not sure it would have mattered, but
6 plays 7.
this could not be any closer. These guys have been trading incredible shots for about 75 minutes now.
Point.
And now it's a race to 8, Dave. Win by 2
7 plays 7.
for what would be the first Cordova Race for 8 title.
Big setup here for Luis.
Such a great bounce pass with reverse.
Side away.
Dave, you couldn't fault either of these guys for being tired. I mean,
7
try
plays 7.
sprinting for 75 straight minutes. That's basically what these guys are doing. And every so
Point.
often, dive while you're sprinting, get back up and keep sprinting.
8 plays 7.
Well, it's a workout just doing a power serve. Imagine how many times both of these guys have served. And I know that Luis is doing a lot of lob serves, but Daniel's doing these power serves. That takes a lot out of you as well.
Point.
2 straight kills for Danos, one with the left, this one with the right.
And he's fading back here. Like you
And
said, stop
9
on a
plays
dime
7.
and bam.
This is the shot that I believe
Green
has
ball.
taken his game to the next
Green
level,
ball.
that right hand straight down the right kill. Of course, he's always had it, but I'm seeing him
serve.
hitting it more consistently.
Point.
Terrible error. That's also a tricky shot, Dave. The ball pinches the right corner, comes across your body with all that speed, and you're hitting it with your
10
left.
plays 7.
It's not an easy shot to pull off.
Replay.
I don't know. He gave him the shot, and then
Well, there was 3 screens in a row, and he finally he called it on the 3rd one.
I don't think that's an avoidable. I gave you an advantage.
Called it on the wrong one
afterwards, Luis. It's a fair call. It's a replay at 10 plays
so
7.
Luis wanted an avoidable on that, but they're hitting the ball back at each
definitely
other.
not an avoidable.
You're saying it shouldn't
Short
be called
ball,
at all.
second serve.
Luis wanted an avoidable, and the referee just called a screen. But it was progressively getting worse. The ball was getting closer in every one of those shots. I thought Luis was arguing that he didn't want anything called.
Look at that shot. Oh, that's a flying Cordova in action. That was a point that Luis desperately needed to win. A rally he desperately needed to win, I should say. He loses this rally, Dave. He's down 11-7, returning serve. He's very much still in this match now at 7-10. These guys both hit the floor a couple of times in that rally, David. They might need about 4 towels in there. The problem is, you dive 20 shots later, the rally ends, and you can't remember where you dove, but it is wet.
Right.
So you do want to go in there and try and find it. And this type of floor, Dave, has so much gloss finish to it that it's hard to see the sweat. It's one of those courts where the light has to hit it just at the right angle or you won't see it. Very, very good courts here. The floors are excellent. Great traction. I heard some players saying that they feel like the ball picked up speed when it hit the ground. Everybody has sort of a different perception of what's happening in there, and you can't say they're wrong. It's a feel. You know, you just
Resuming plays, score
whatever
is
it is
7
you
plays
feel.
10.
I heard some players, Dave, saying the ball is just so fast, and to me it felt slow. I mean, I'm used to playing with in Tucson. The courts are faster in the altitude. So.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Then some are saying that there's divots in the front wall, and others say there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And yet, with all the complaints of either the walls, the floor, the ball, the 2 guys that play at this club are in the finals. It certainly isn't going to bother them any. I know that's a logical statement, but
trading side outs
plays
now.
10. Point.
It's a risky shot, that hard 2-wall return off of that lob serve, because it gives a potential fly kill, but also a back wall shot.
Wow, that was overhit, I think. You know, we've been playing this match mainly with 1 ball.
Right.
I think there might have been a broken ball at the beginning, but
possibly.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Check the ball.
And Daniel does just enough with that shot.
It broke, right?
Oh.
Now, if you don't think that announcer's curse works or doesn't work, it has to, right? There's just no way that should happen. We haven't had a broken ball.
Seems like it always does work.
I just don't get it.
That's the good ball.
And the ball is not broken. So.
Okay, well, then I still don't get it.
Just the mention of it, though, has caused this.
Yeah.
Okay, it did break. So we do have a new ball in there.
All right, it's a replay. 8 plays 10.
My goodness. I'm going to go stand in the corner.
Short,
give myself a timeout. I knew better.
What a shot. Big setup here for Luis.
I can see why these guys only play each other once in a while in singles. You can't even have a lunch break.
But what amazes me is they can play just once a week and then play some fun doubles and then play at this level for this long. It just doesn't seem possible. It seems like you would need to be working out all day to be able to play like
9
this.
plays 10.
At this intensity.
Short,
and this
second serve.
high level of skill. Oh for 9 now, Dave, on that shot.
Replay.
Oh. Both Danos and Lucho had 2 of the easiest shots you could possibly ever want to win a rally here.
Luis just pulls that ball. He was trying to push it down, I think, the
Replay,
left
9
wall,
plays
and he
10.
hit it right back at himself.
If you're Danos, you want to take that shot. You've got the whole right side. Wow. I thought Luis had hit a good shot there on the revolving door. A lot of power right into Daniel's chest region.
10 plays 9.
Yeah, but Daniel's able to just adjust and still keep that ball to come back down that side wall. It's hard to adjust like that when you're handcuffed and have control. This is a big setup.
Not a bad bounce.
I was looking forward. I can't see it because this is in my way. I'll ask. You see a bad bounce? That's fine. Bad bounce it is. I couldn't see it.
I agree with it. I mean,
What?
I agree with Luis here.
I don't think if you're Danos, you can afford to just stop the point there and hope that they see it.
I understand.
He made a sound.
But he's appealing a bad bounce after the play's over, after he's already taken a shot.
Calls it here.
Like he stretched really
No,
far.
he didn't call that.
Really, like,
he played it. He's still playing the shot.
I heard him make a sound that it was a bad bounce.
Luis is right here.
Like, it wasn't a subtle bad bounce. I couldn't see it because it was in my way, but the way Daniel reacted, he reacted dramatically. He overreached. It was a clear setup for him. But it was a clear setup, and it hindered his shot.
But the rules state that you have to stop immediately.
All right, next time.
The rule states the ref has to call it.
And he didn't. We don't appeal bad bounces.
But
that's also part of the rules. There's no appeal.
We have a timeout.
Well, the ref can ask his line judges if they saw it, if he didn't see it.
It's a replay. It's Daniel's serve. 10 plays, 9.
No, because if Daniel hits a kill shot here, he's taking the side out. And if he hits this shot here, he's taking a side out. You can't just keep playing that play. That's how the rules were written.
10 plays 9. Yep.
That's what I say. I contend the same thing that Luis is saying right now. I contend that exact same thing.
Well, yeah, it does say that, but you know, he did make a sound and he did almost fall down hitting it, and the referee didn't see it because it was right underneath him. So to me,
well, it was better to have you had the headsets on, but
I saw it as a bad bounce when it happened. But he doesn't want to take the chance though of just forfeiting the rally.
yeah, I disagree with this. It is the rule, and I disagree with Fink's interpretation of this. You can't play 2 more shots afterwards and then get the appeal. It has to either be made right then on the spot, or that's a chance you take.
Daniel?
Not the way that the USHA rules are written, but the way that the rules are written for these pros when it comes to bad bounces. Luis Cordova is actually technically right with the way it was written. I mean, I just saw recently the rule stated that you cannot appeal a bad bounce. Now, the appeal came from the referee, but that was because of the arguing from Luis that brought on that appeal. But Daniel can't go and shoot that ball twice and still then get the appeal later. That's doesn't seem right to me. But this is the ref's call.
So I think it's a replay. Like, I really couldn't see the bad bounce. Like, Daniel reacted dramatically. Like, if I saw the bad bounce, I would have called it. Oh yeah, but you know, this thing's in my way, so like. Yeah, but no, Luis is saying that he played on. If Daniel had killed the ball, you know, what would have happened then? So I suppose he's a fair point.
And we're taking the break just to listen to what the ref had to say. It is a very, very fair point, because it changes everything if Daniel would have hit that and even hit the second shot. He had 2 chances after that, and he still kept going for it.
I think in a bang-bang play like that, where the ball just jammed him, he had a swing going, he made a sound, it was obviously a bad bounce. The only person that didn't see it was the ref, only because he was right underneath it.
Yeah.
And it was obviously a bad bounce. I mean, there's no question about it. We saw it from here. Obviously, the ref's not going to be able to see that looking straight down on it.
Right, but then he keeps playing the play. And
well, he has no choice but to keep playing, because if the referee is supposed to see it, he didn't see it, and then the referee does go to his linesmen who were able to see it because they have a better angle at it.
So ultimately, the right call was made.
Yeah.
And Luis even admitted that he saw the right call, but Luis is bringing up a really good point himself, is that if he would have rolled that, if he would have made that other shot after that, then how can he have it both ways?
Right.
So I guess that rule is going to have to be looked at, because it's not written the way that the referee just called it. That's what I'm saying. And Luis knows that. That's why he knows he's jaded here just a little bit, even though the right call was made technically. So. And with all that said, Luis and Daniel both had a complete wardrobe change, changing gloves and shirts, letting out a little steam, and now Luis is throwing the ball back to Danny, who has the serve here at 10-9, going to 15. This is the men's finals here in Atlanta.
Short, second serve. He's appealing. I call it short ball. Both agree. Call stands.
Luis was upset because it would have been 10-10 with him serving. Terrible overhit.
I think that should have been called a screen.
A replay, but
that's
tough.
It's
not.
It's a tough call. A replay. It's kind of a screen.
Well, Luis created the screen. He ran up right behind him and created the screen, and then had to.
I'm going to go with the replay.
That's tough. That's a makeup call there.
I like a makeup call.
10 plays 9.
I believe that that's exactly what that was, because Luis created that screen. I'm very surprised.
Point.
The referee usually never goes with that terminology.
It's the stopwatch, sorry. Point. 11 plays 9.
There's the first left-hand kill we've seen in this third game from
11.
Luis Cordova.
Short, second serve. Point.
Daniel's so far out of position there that Luis hits the right shot.
10 plays 11. Short, second serve. Replay. 10 plays 11.
Tremendous whip on that shot from Daniel.
It's 11 plays 10. Side away.
Unthinkable air there from Danos.
10 plays 11. Short, second serve. He's appealing, I call it short serve. One couldn't see, one agrees, call stands. Replay. Ten, 11. Point.
And there's the first ace since game number
11
one
plays 11.
for Luis Cordova. What a
Short,
time
second
for it.
serve. Side away.
Hit the sidewall at the perfect
11
spot.
plays 11. Side away. 11 plays 11.
Smart play here from Luis.
Oh, just ran out of room. Wishing that court was 41 feet long.
That's
Point.
2 overhand misplays from Danos in the last 4 rallies.
And finally,
12 plays
Luis
11.
has the lead here in game number 3, which we haven't seen much of, if at any time.
Wow.
And now
Point.
13 to 11.
2 left-handed kills in the last 5 rallies from Lucho.
13 plays 11. Short, second serve.
You felt like Danos was kind of in control
Well,
of
the
this
whole-
tiebreaker.
yeah.
Now all of a sudden,
Well, been in control since game number 2.
yeah.
This might make it back to the front wall and just misses as Danny dove 3 times in that rally, that time slamming against the back wall. There's the second dive from Danos, and this one just cupped underneath it just a little bit too much. It hits the ceiling and comes straight down. There's another point now here for Luis Cordova.
Match point now.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how quickly he just scored these 3 points.
It's a point.
Was down 11-10.
Possible match point, plays 11. Short, second serve.
There it is, Dave. Oh my goodness. That was actually much more difficult than I think people would give it credit for. That ball wasn't a complete whiff. That ball was coming at a sharp angle down.
14.
But his bid to win this has been put on hold.
Danis is playing very safe right now.
Side away.
Too safe.
14, possible match point, plays 11.
This could be it. Right here. Oh, and it actually stuck up for him. He almost had it.
Side away.
That ball popped up, Dave. Stuck right into his hand. He just barely missed it.
Those are the kind you usually make, these top pro players, when it pops up off that side wall.
Oh, my goodness. That was right into his mitten.
But Luis has had so many
14,
looks
plays 11.
to win this match. I mean, 6 setups already in the 2 rallies in which he's had match point.
Let's go to Kara, who's in our gallery now with Emmett Pashot. Kara?
Anything surprising out of this one for you?
No, I think they're both playing extremely well. They both want to win very badly, and this is just an incredible match.
Seeing Luis gain some control there in the tiebreaker, but now stuck again at 14 like he was in that first game.
He is, yeah, but he's remaining calm, and Daniel has, you know, a bit of anxiety, I think, because he wants to win so badly. He's kind of rushing his shots, and we'll see what happens. I know that that Luis is remaining calm in general. He's not killing the ball like he should to put this point away, but.
Find out what happens, here we will.
Yeah, well, we're going to see what transpires here. Danny has, there's been a couple heartbreak misses here, but Danny's not putting points on the scoreboard because of it.
Thank you.
Referee's telling the crowd to be quiet.
Could have been a drop of water there.
11, plays 14.
For who? Daniel?
See.
Oof.
Best serve of the tournament so far, right there.
12, plays 14. Short, second serve.
Let's see what Daniel does here. His second serve has been wild here in this match, coming around the back wall. It's another wild one.
Great play.
Danis lucky to have another look after that huge setup he gave Luis on the second serve.
12, plays 14.
Almost another crack serve.
Luis almost fell over there.
A couple of times.
Ooh.
Side away.
Boy. Here it is, Dave. Another match point for older brother Luis Cordova.
Short, second serve.
No appeal.
He's appealing. I call it short call.
There it is. I really was confident he would.
I agree. Call stands.
There it is, Dave. Nope. Oh, my goodness. I thought he was going to get that ball back, but he doesn't. And Luis Cordova wins the battle of the brothers. I actually thought that he hit this, Dave.
Almost.
But until that ball bounced for the second time, did we finally find out that the older brother, Luis Cordova, wins race stop number 1 in Atlanta, Georgia, here in front of his hometown fans. What a great match that was, as Luis Cordova finally gets those last couple points and takes down brother Daniel 15-12 in game number 3. An incredible finish, as all of Daniel's friends and family and some of the co-players and those that were in the tournament are congratulating him here as he's next to our Kara Mack. Let's go to them courtside now, Kara.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I know how badly you wanted this one as you want them all, but this one, how does it feel any different taking down your brother?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of bittersweet, but more sweet than bitter.
Yeah, I can only imagine. He said that you didn't talk to him for a while after that Tucson one. Do you expect the same out of him with this one?
I don't think so, because that was the first time he beat me. I beat him before. We're kind of even now, so he should take it all right, hopefully.
That first game, you held on to 14 for a while as he's creeping up. He seemed to have control. Daniel seemed to have control of the tiebreaker. You came back up, had 14 for a while again. In your head, was that getting to you at all?
A little bit, because when we play a lot of practice matches, I usually go up a lot, and then he can score a lot of points on his serve and on his first strike. He shoots on his first after the serve, so I know he can score a lot. So I was trying to really concentrate on getting him out of the service box.
That very last side out, we heard you kind of shout out of excitement to get that last serve. Did you have it in you at that last one that you knew it had it coming to beat him that moment?
Well, every time I came to serve, I was like, all right, you got it. This is it. And it didn't happen, so I kept on thinking. And I don't even know. He almost got that bag behind his back. He got a lot of shots back, like more than I've ever seen him get. So it was frustrating.
Yeah, he made you earn that last point, didn't he?
Yeah, every point I had to earn.
I got to hand this over. It's been in my hand for way too long. Where's it going to go?
Probably in one of the shelves.
I just have to ask, because you asked me for the ponytail holder. Is that because you couldn't ask your brother?
He didn't have any, or maybe he lied. He lied to me.
Okay, so I was second in that asking. Well, I don't want it back, even though I know it's now lucky. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Kara. And a big congratulations out to Luis Cordova here, who wins his very first race stop. This is something he's been wanting to do since he was a youngin', and he does it against his brother at his home court. How exciting, really, for the Cordovas, the family, and for him himself. Dave, you are really a good friend of Luis Cordova's. You guys talk a lot, as well as Daniel. And what do you think it means to him more so than what we just heard from Kara Mack?
Well, this is the combination of just so many years of hard work and, overcoming disappointments and, really climbing the ladder, since he was a junior. Luis Cordova was in the finals of the World Championships 19 and under in 2009 in Portland, and now he's just steadily, continued to improve and continue to take his game. And I can remember an interview with Luis Cordova in 2012 at the Players Championship. He was just 21 then, the youngest player at the championship, still is the youngest player that's finished in the top 8, and he said, my goal is to just keep improving, just keep, climbing the rankings, and look what he's done. I mean, that year he finished number 7. He missed the second season being in the Army, and then he came back, had to restart, and now he's last year reached number 3 at one point during the season, and he'll be at least number 3 here. The ranking is going to be done here in just about an hour, but he'll be at least number 3, possibly number 2. We'll see how it shakes out, but I don't know that there's anything stopping him. He's gone from 8 to 7 to now up into the top 2. So this is a guy, Dave, that also is not listed in that next gen because he's 27, but he's one of these young guys that's got at least a decade in the sport ahead of him.
Yeah, we remember those days back when we did the Jake Plummer Hell of a Handball Bash, and Jake took him down and bought some new shoes for him because Luis used to wear those shoes in the old days that would slide all over the court.
Right.
That's the way Luis liked it.
Yeah.
But Jake took that as like, hey, he needs a pair of shoes, so I'm going to give him my pair of shoes, or however it was. You remember those days, and he's always been a fan favorite. Every stop that we go to, the fans love hanging around him. He has a really cool demeanor, and I think that's one of the reasons. But also, you find out quickly when you get on the court that he hits a heavy ball. It's hard to play against him because he pushes you around. He's getting you tired, but yet he looks like he's tired, yet he has these great results. But also, he's one of these players, and you really touched on it a lot there. Luis Cordova is a guy that's, if you were going to chart his success over everything's been going up. A lot of these other players, you'll see these peaks where they're up and then a dramatic drop, and then they might come back up a little bit. He's actually had this steady climb, just like Daniel, since the time that they broke on it. They're continually going up. There's never been really a time when he's dropped, other than that time that he went into the military and he had a little bit of service there where he missed out on some stops.
Well, the only thing that held him back in the 4th, 5th, and 6th seasons was he'd be in that blind draw, always ranked number 9 or number 10.
And he pulled the worst.
He would pull Paul
names.
Brady,
yeah.
A couple times a season, or every time it seemed like he would pull the top player, and then he would win 9th place. Or if he did get through that round of 16, it would be Paul Brady. So he was never able to kind of break through. And I think had he not been pulling those names like Paul Brady or even Luis Moreno at that time,
Nadi Alvarado was
he
top.
could have been into the semifinals even sooner. But as it works out, he's now a top star on the tour, and he'll be the one that you don't want to pull going forward.
Yeah, that's the natural progression of how it's worked out for the Cordovas. And Daniel is what's interesting about Daniel is that he too is on that same path, and he's the one that people are fearing now, equally with his brother, who finally gets that first stop. And I'm telling you, you won't see a more popular guy than Luis right now in this club. Everybody's stopping by to give him a high five, take his picture. And an important time right now for the Cordova family, and really for Lance Wachholz and his company E4, who sponsored both of these players, make sure that they're able to even come down and play at this club. This is their home club. They have a sponsorship here, so they're sponsored by Rec Atlanta. So it's a great time really for the Cordova family, getting that first final victory, even making the finals and facing each other in front of the home crowd. It's been a great weekend and a great way to kick off Race for 8 Season 8 here with stop number 1. Number 2 will be in Tucson, Arizona for the Memorial coming up first weekend of November, which is just, right around the corner. It's going to jump up on us quicker than you think. And we want to invite everybody out to that amazing tournament as well. R2sports.com, where you'll find the entry form, or just get the information at WPHlive.tv. We're wrapping it up. We're going to say goodbye. We had a lot of great work here from the WPHlive.tv film crew, to include Travis and Kara Mack. We have Chris Grad doing a wonderful job with the instant replays, but really bringing us this live feed, and Linda Manning, who's the hardest working person I've ever seen. Shay Lowenstein, I feel like I'm missing out on. Oh yeah, you. I want to thank you. And Shorty Ruiz for helping out. There's been a lot of people stepping in, like Martin Mulkerns. Our referee today was Killian Carroll and Peter Function. We had an all-Irish final today. They just happen to be the line judges and the referee. We're going to say goodbye. We'll be back for another live broadcast in November. Thanks for tuning in to ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Have a great day.